Our next speaker is Winchelle Chuson. Winchelle is Transport Planner at the City of Knox. Her role mainly focuses on sustainable transport infrastructure and behaviour change programs and events. She has written a thesis on wayfinding for the mobility impaired within public transport interchanges, and she's the Secretary of the Bicycle Wayfinding Working Group. Winchelle will be talking about wayfinding. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Oh, I've got to set up here.
Yeah. All right, so just before we start talking about bicycle wayfinding, I want you all to think back probably a decade ago, pre-smart cars, pre-GPSs, and pre-iPhones and Android, dare I say. It's a time where we had to think about how do we get to places in the shortest amount of time or shortest distance, rather than figuring out the settings on our GPS and avoiding toll roads. Along with the good old trusty Malways, we have a well-developed and extensive signage system for our roads. Whether it's advisory, regulatory, we are provided with a mixture of information, whether it's for speed, direction, tourist routes, or locations. Whatever information is required, pretty much our road authorities have it. Now, if you aren't already, pretend that you're a cyclist. While riding the existing bike network, you quickly realise that navigational assistance is somewhat lacking. Wayfinding signage provisions for cyclists is not as good as those for people on the road. But why do we even need bike wayfinding? Aren't people satisfied with just cycle paths? Well, the other question we should ask is, if you were building a road, would you leave out the signs? Obviously no. Because wayfinding assists people. Assists people in decision making, and no matter how much pre-planning you do on a trip, people can still get confused as to which turn-off they have to do. This is especially the case for people who are new to the area, so it's a great initiative and a cheaper initiative to help our tourism economy. The other thing is, if you're new to an area, if we make cycling destinations easier for people, it becomes more attractive for people to use it as a form of transport, whether it's recreational or commuter-based. For bicycle wayfinding, it also gives a more direct route for cyclists. The third thing is that wayfinding can also improve safety for cyclists. Jan mentioned before that safety is one of the issues on our shared paths. When we did our Knox Integrated Transport Plan consultation, people were saying they're afraid of riding on our shared paths because, one, it was pretty much poor lighting in the area, they were scared of what they were hearing from the media, and thirdly, they didn't really know where to go. Fear, anxiety and stress can reduce a person's wayfinding skills, and with no wayfinding system to support them, sometimes people make poor decisions when they're in danger. Finally, when technology fails, or if you can't afford a GPS for your bike, well, wayfinding systems allow you to determine where you need to go without gadgetry or pre-planning. So what's wrong with Metro Melbourne's wayfinding system? Because of the short time, I'm only looking at two items. One is style consistency, as you can see here. The more systems we have with different styles, the lesser they become effective in finding your way around the area. Here we have a photo of a shared path at the border of Knox and another municipality. We used to have a bridge here. We moved it 500 metres down the road, well, shared path, sorry. And I'm not sure if you can see, but there's actually 3 different types of wayfinding. On the other side, there's 2 types of wayfinding. You've got the standard plank system, and then at the top you've got, your fingerboards. They both have different types of information. The bottom one, it's got your destinations and your distance, and the top one actually shows the name of the trail and what the condition of the path is. So the other element is pool placement. Here we again have 3 sets of signage, but the best one out there is actually hidden behind the tree. All you need to do is pretty much relocate. You'd actually make it cheaper for yourselves to install it. And also, visibility for cyclists. If they can see it, then they don't actually have to stop. So how can we make this all better? Firstly, we need a standardised wayfinding system for bikes like we do for the road system. We're not suggesting that everyone suddenly pull out the newly installed wayfinding systems and spend a fortune. Instead, we develop something standard, and then when we need to replace it, we do it when it's needed. And like this is an example from the Netherlands, all the elements in your wayfinding system should have a purpose and a meaning. So you've got your route numbering, and you've got your repeater signs, that sort of thing. So second point is that travelling between distances can be convoluted. For example, travelling from Ringwood to Dandenong, you need to actually travel on Eastlink, get onto the Dandenong bike trail, and then back onto Eastlink. It can be quite confusing if you've never been there. By developing a route numbering system, you can possibly identify the main route of travel, say, name it Route 21, and then follow that Route 21 all the way down to Dandenong, and you won't get confused. Finally, in order to make it all come together, we really need one responsible authority, whether it be DOT or, I don't know, Vic Roads, to arrange a system, determine which routes and then numbered, and the placement of signs to see how newly constructed paths can be incorporated into the system, such as Sustrans in the UK. So lastly, last year we developed a bicycle wayfinding group. It consists of Parks Vic, GTA consultants, and 9 other councils. In August this year, this is just a plug, we've got a wayfinding seminar, so if you want to know more, come along.